Welcome back to the newest edition of Ryanology. I'm your host, Ryanology, and thank you for tuning in. On this episode, I'm very fortunate to have two of our orchestra officers, Aaron Thatcher and Lauren Sullivan, as well as two of our orchestra staff here at the Dartmouth High School, Mrs. Church and Mr. Daniels, as they talk about the Trans-Siberian Orchestra show, which will happen on December 20th at the Zeiterion. They will be performing with Mark Wood, and it'll be a great experience for the orchestra students to get out there and play for the public. Please stay tuned and enjoy. Welcome back. Today on this episode of Ryanology, I'm very fortunate to have the two orchestra teachers, Mrs. Church and Mr. Daniels. So hello, welcome once again, and yeah. So do you want to take us through your roles in the orchestra overall? We can start with you, Mrs. Church.
Sure, we are co-directors of the orchestra, and we have the great pleasure of working with all of the string students from the time they start playing their instruments in 5th or 6th grade through high school. And we also work a lot with students from the chorus and the band, and we try to unite our whole program so that we can all play together and celebrate music together.
Of course, and this year we're going back to the TSO show at the Zeiterion. So Mr. Daniels, we did do it last year and we had you on the show last year. So what kind of change from last year to this year when looking at different policies, music, and student playing overall?
So I've noticed that the students have really stepped up this year. Preparing for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra concert, we've made 15 selections of music for them. Traditionally, our concerts only have 3 to 4. So the amount of work that the students have had to do has been far and above anything that they've been challenged for so far in their careers playing as students.
So definitely a big step up from the usual, but it's going to be a huge accomplishment once they get to that point.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited.
So the big selling point of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra show is that we are playing with one of their members, Mark Wood. So do you want to take us through how you know Mark Wood and how you've been able to develop this connection so that Dartmouth can perform with him?
Sure. About 15 years ago or so, maybe 20 years, I met Mark Wood at a music teachers conference in Ohio, and I got to know him at that conference. I have one of his instruments. He's a violin maker and a violoncello maker, so he makes electric instruments. And so I made that connection many years ago, and we became very friendly, and we've worked together quite a few times in different aspects. I played in the Trans-Siberian Orchestra with him, and Yeah, and he's been to our school before to work with our students. 5 years ago when we did the TSO show, he also came and he was featured at that time, and as he will be this time as well. He's really great with students. His focus these days is less on thank you for that. His focus these days is less on touring and more on education.
And it's really a big deal that he's kind of just coming in, playing with the students. So, Mr. Daniels, do you want to take it through how really great of an opportunity this is for the students, that they're able to play and perform in a venue and with somebody as big as Mark Wood?
Sure. He actually worked with us for Senior Districts a couple years ago, which is a festival for students who've competed and placed throughout the Southeastern District, Massachusetts area. And he did a Zoom call with them. And I remember seeing the background, and he has like 6 Grammys behind him framing his head, and just the body of work that he's done. You may not know his name, but you certainly know his work when you listen to it. This time of the year, you're flipping through the radio and you hear Wizards. You hear Wizards of Winter playing. You see the viral videos of all of the Christmas lights syncing to his music and to his performances and recordings. So you know who he is, whether you know it or not. And for him to come in to any school is just incredible. And for him to focus on education, like Ms. Church said, is just really great for him to give back to the students to help really inspire them.
Of course. And with that being, as big of a deal as it is, obviously we want to plug the show as well. So do you want to just give some details for the folks at home about the show coming up?
Sure. So the Zeiterion Performing Arts Center has partnered with us once again, and they are hosting our event. It is on Tuesday, December 20th at 7 o'clock. The venue holds 1,200 seats. We have sold over 700 at this point. So there's still quite a bit of tickets left, but they are going fast. So we would love to see you there. It would be a great show for people of all ages. It'll run about an hour and a half, and you will see high school students and our 8th grade orchestra students as well shine like you never have before. We also have, it should be mentioned, we have such an enthusiastic audience today. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
So we have an incredible rhythm section performing with us. So we basically have like an in-house rock band, and that's Ethan Church, Cohen Walsh, and Elliot Dion. And we also have some other percussionists that are playing with us. Ryan, you as well.
Yes.
Elliot and
Cal.
And Cal Higgins. So yeah, so it's going to be great. Excellent light show and sound system. It'll be a blast. We hope to see you there.
Of course. So, students.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, sure.
Excuse me. I also forgot to tell you about our electric bass player, and that is Owen Sieska.
So, students and staff, families around the community, please go to the Zeiterion website, purchase your tickets online. It'd be a perfect time for you to come, join, watch the Dartmouth group, play with Mark Wood, another great opportunity for the music program at Dartmouth. So please come and support. We'll be right back after this ad break with 2 of our orchestra students. Welcome back. So now I'm on with our two orchestra co-presidents, Aaron Thatcher and Lauren Sullivan. So we just had the orchestra teachers on, so now we're trying to get a little bit of the student perspective. So Aaron, do you want to take us through working with the orchestra and Mark Wood to build up to this concert?
Yeah, so for the presidents specifically, like a lot of our duties are like behind the scenes stuff like fundraising, so getting like financial support for the concert, but it's also about like leading from a like more student perspective, like with the underclassmen specifically, it's about helping them to get through their parts and supporting them. I don't know.
And you know, you definitely contacted a lot of businesses around town, putting posters up, looking for fundraising opportunities. So Lauren, do you want to take the viewers at home through your experiences with that?
Yeah, so basically we just went around to businesses and we would ask them if they would like to donate for our show. And with that donation, they would get like an ad in the show. They would get an ad in the show and like a shout out and tickets to the show depending on how much they donate.
Of course. And playing with Mark Wood is definitely a big deal. Having a world-renowned artist come into the Dartmouth High School, work with you virtually, and being able to play with him, it's an opportunity like no other. I know our band program just went out to Bands of America, US Bands, NESBA, cleared house in that. We have a fantastic WINS color guard program. So having the music program just keep getting elevated more and more, the different departments all together, it's just a really great thing. So, Aaron and Lauren, you two are a part of both the orchestra and the marching band. So, do you want to kind of take us through the experience of how that's been for you and how being in one can always help out in being with the other?
I think it's like a really unique perspective for us to have with being in both the band and the orchestra. We were both conductors for the marching band, so I think that helps a lot with like seeing from an outside perspective, like the process of making music and how exactly you get better at making music. So for orchestra, I think I took a lot of the things that I learned from watching the instructors teach the band, and I applied it to helping myself learn the music for orchestra.
And Lauren, how did it affect you?
It honestly was very cool to see how both programs are like supported by like the awesome music department that we have, and you know, everyone just does such a great job at trying to support every program that they can. Obviously it's in different ways, but it's cool to see how that all goes together.
Of course. So, how many students do you have about in the orchestra currently?
I think we have almost 100.
Almost 100?
Almost.
And that ranges from what types of instruments? I know it's violin, viola.
Violin, violas, cellos, basses.
And so, like Mrs. Church said, these students have been, not all, but most students have gone through the elementary and the middle school program, working on those instruments. So carrying it out through high school, being able to participate in a big event like this, it's great for the school, great for the program, and great for everyone overall. So I'd like to thank Aaron and Lauren, our two orchestra co-presidents, for coming on the show today. And absolutely, for everybody at home, come on by. Like I said, go to the Zeiterion website, purchase a ticket, and support this really, really fantastic group. So thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank you for having us,
Thank
Ryan.
you.
Thank you.